Now we'll do the attacking AI part for the ninja. So let's open up the ninja blueprint again. So that should be this one here. And we're going to add a box collision. And we're going to name this the hitbox. So what the purpose of the hitbox is it will check if you, the player character, will be inside that space. And if you overlap that space, the ninja will start attacking. And if you're still in that space, you, as the player, take damage. Alright, so you can like use these views here to position the hitbox. So I guess from the middle of the character, and we're going to be using the kick animation for this one. Animations kick. Yep, that one. So let's head into our ninja blueprint actually. Let's go into perspective. And for mesh, we're going to set animation mode temporarily to use animation asset. And we're going to do the kick animation sequence. And we're going to disable looping. And we're going to disable playing. And I guess just like the tip or max range of the kick around there. Alright, now we're gonna go to the left viewport or Alt K, set wireframe to lit instead. Ooh, it looks kind of strange. Interesting. Anyways, yeah, click your hitbox. So we'll just extend this, press R to have this buttons, these draggable buttons here. We'll just keep extending it until it's about the size of that foot. Yeah. Cool. I'm just gonna increase this, so maybe we'll just do like that. It's about the size of the character. And we're gonna preview this from the top as well. Make sure, probably like this. Yep, it's about the size of the character. If we view this from perspective, it should look something like this. Alright. And now let's play that animation. Looping as well. Yep, so once you're a player, you overlap with this box, it will start kicking, and if you're still in that space, you'll take damage. Now we're going to go into the player 1 blueprint. So that will be over here in my assets, player BP, open that up. We're gonna click player 1 BP here and search for a tag, and we'll name this player. And in the enemy blueprint, we're actually gonna click tag here as well. And make sure it has the correct tag. Actually, no, yeah, we don't need to do anything there. My bad. Alright, now we'll start creating more tasks. So let's close kick here, let's close NPC speed and everything else. Find player location, close that. We're going to open up the ninja blueprint, the ninja behavior tree. And we're going to name a new task. We're going to create a new task. BTT task blueprint base, which is the base. It's going to come up with this random name again. We're going to rename this. Should place it here, same directory as the behavior tree. Let us name this DetectPlayerOverlap. Open that up. Event receive execute AI. We're gonna cast to the ninja controller. We'll get the ninja. So we're casting to the ninja controller, and from here we're casting to the ninja BP, which is this. Then we're gonna get the hitbox. So the ninja BP contains the hitbox here that we made, so we're just getting a reference to that. We're gonna add is overlapping actor check with player character and a branch. plug that in there. Make sure it's all plugged in nice and properly. We're then going to create a variable. We'll make this a Blackboard key selector. Make that instance editable. Set Blackboard value as bool. Copy and paste this. So you have two. Set this one to true, this one to false, and plug in the variable Blackboard in the key for both of them. And both of these will lead to a finish execute. Success. Let me just recap if everything here is connected properly. Okay. So for this task called DetectPlayerOverlap, the AI is trying to find the ninja's hitbox, and if the ninja's hitbox is overlapping with you as the player character, value 0, actually maybe it's more accurate to name this player 0 because it always starts from 0. Player 1 is player 0, so let's rename the action to be more intuitive and make more sense. Player 0, there we go. So if the ninja's hitbox overlapping with the player, if that is true, it will set this Blackboard key value to read true, and it's gonna finish. But if your ninja's hitbox is not overlapping with the character, so branch false, it will set this Blackboard key value to read false, and then you finish execute. Let's compile this, and let's create another task called attack. Changing my music. All right, it's gonna give us random name again. Let's rename this to attack. The classic event receive execute AI, feeding into ninja controller, casting to ninja BP, and getting the mesh. And from mesh, from ninja controller, and do once node into play montage. And the mesh will plug into Inscleto mesh component, and this will feed into a sequence once it's completed. One will feed into set Blackboard key as bool. We're going to create a Blackboard key again, just default name for now, as it's a placeholder, instance editable. Let's compile the previous one actually. Let's compile DetectPlayerOverlap. Oh, gave us an error. Could not be found. That's strange. Maybe because we haven't compiled it yet. Let's make sure we compile everything. Compile again. Yep, there we go. Error is now fixed. Okay, back to attack. And then we'll go and finish execute. Success. New var, plug the key into there. We'll have something like this, and the sequence then 0 will actually plug back into reset. So if you have unclean node lines like this, you can double click anywhere on that node so you can rearrange it and clean it up a bit. Let's double click on the line again. It's just for cleaning things up really. She might be better if I plug this into there, then here, there. Straighten this out as best as I can. Yep. Let's drag this down to make it clean. Be straighten this out as well. Yep, that is looking a lot cleaner. All right. So with this attack task, it's casting to your Ninja AI controller, and from the AI controller, it's communicating back to your Ninja blueprint, and it's grabbing your mesh. So your Ninja's mesh is trying to grab it. Sorry, before I re-explain that, let me just put the animation asset back to animation blueprint, and using animation Ninja animation blueprint. So it should be working properly. Hit compile or F7. So to go back, yep, it's from your Ninja BP. It's trying to grab the Ninja's mesh. And as you can remember, from mesh, you can play an animation from your mesh. So that's what it is here. In montage to play, let's click kick. If your AI attacks, it plays the kick montage. And then sequence. A sequence, it's like both pieces of code play at the same time on the list. After it kicks, it sets this Blackboard value to read false, and then it finishes. But at the same time as this 3 is occurring, this actually resets. This do once. No, it plays this animation only once. And it will only, because if you don't do the do once, it will actually keep playing the kick montage like repeatedly. And a do once is kind of a fix so that it only plays the kick once, and it will only play it again once the kick montage finishes, and if your player is still overlapping in that hitbox. Which is a bit hard to show while we're not in game, but let's do the next part. Hop back into your behavior tree. Let's click save all first. I'm afraid of crashes. We made a lot of new tasks. Ninja behavior tree. We are going to make another sequence. We love sequences. From this sequence, we're gonna okay, cool. Both are compiled. Compile attack as well. We're gonna do a detect player overlap. And from here, we're actually gonna make a new Blackboard key called attacking question mark, case sensitive. New variable attacking. And we're gonna plug in your attack here with value attacking as well. And we're gonna add a new Blackboard based condition, a check, abort both. Oh, that's strange. And we're gonna click attacking is not set. Oh wait, sorry. Attacking is set, my bad. Attacks is set. Observer aborts self. Does it abort self? Yeah, let's click self. We're gonna click this Blackboard based condition, copy it, and paste it onto here. And left click drag that Blackboard based condition to go on top of the cooldown. Attacking is not set. Observer about self. And we're gonna paste this again into this one. Attacking is not set this time. Observer aborts both. Let's clean that up really quickly. And let's play it just to see how it works for now. So Ninja's roaming, it sees you, overlaps with your hitbox, kicks. But if you leave, it's gonna follow you again. Hitbox overlaps with you, it kicks you again. One neat thing you can do is you can head into the Ninja blueprint and remember the hitbox. You can set this to be visible in-game by unticking hidden in-game. This is for debugging purposes, so you can see that red box there. If you enter it, it starts kicking. Yep. No, the damage is not implemented yet. So far, it's just like the animation and the AI check. But you've got yourself an attacking ninja who wants to kick the hell out of you. And he will keep stalking you. And stalk you infinitely. Okay, so let's hide that again. So to go back to the behavior tree, this piece is the random roam. Your ninja will only random roam if it cannot see the player, if it's not gonna keep following the player, and if it's not going to attack, or if it's not attacking the player. Those are the conditions of when it will random roam. But for the chasing part, this is not the attacking. It will only start chasing the player if your ninja is not attacking. And then the third sequence, it will look for detect player overlaps. It will always look for detect player overlap regardless of any conditions or checks. And it will only start attacking if you set this boolean Blackboard to attacking equals true. Yep, so if you recall in the detect player overlap, if your ninja's hitbox is overlapping with you as the player, it will set the variable to read true. But if it's not overlapping, it will set it to read false. So that's why this new var attacking here is here. It's trying to check, is it true or is it false? And if it is true, it will go through here and attack. But if it's false, it's not going to go through. So yes, selector sequences play from left to right. It goes down depending if there's a condition that reads true or false and what condition you set it at. So that is how our AI works so far. It is quite a bit to wrap your head around, especially for beginners. AI is actually quite advanced, so if you get to this part, props to you. If you understand the AI or some or most of it, like, that's even better. Hopefully I did an okay job explaining it. Sometimes I don't fully understand it myself either. I'm just like, okay, it works, so let's just move on. But that's not always good. Anyways, yep, we got our attacking ninja. We can even add multiple ninjas. So if you go into your My Assets, Enemies, Ninja, drag another... Oh, actually, you can just go into the viewport and click Ninja, Control C or Control W to just duplicate. So drag that. Maybe have another ninja like behind this box. Multiple ninjas. Yep. They're roaming, they're roaming. Will this ninja see me? Yes, it sees me. It wants to kill me. This ninja hasn't spotted me yet, but it spots me now and they're both trying to kill me. Nice. And they will keep wanting to kill me. Yep. The ninja minion horde. Alright. So let's go to content browser and click save all. We created quite a few files, don't want to lose them. For the next part, we'll be doing damage. Okay. So right click here and we're gonna create a blueprint class and we're gonna search for animation notify state. Actually, let's just type in notify. Yeah, animation notify state. Select that and create. We're gonna name this ninja and underscore animation notify state or ANS, ninja ANS. We're gonna open that up. We can close detect player overlap and the attack. Don't need that for now. Ninja ANS, and over here in the functions, we're gonna override get notify name. We're gonna override begin, and we're gonna override end. Cool. So in ANS, get notify name, we want to name this, say, ninja underscore melee. And then for notify begin, we're gonna receive something like this. So we can unplug this connection by holding Alt on your keyboard and left clicking. And we're gonna type in get mesh comp, get owner. We're gonna cast to Ninja BP. Plug this execute onto here. Then we're gonna try get your Ninja's hitbox. Set collision enabled. And we're gonna set this to no collision. Plug this into here. And then return node into here. Then clean that up. Target hitbox, just making sure I have things correctly. Everything good. Yup. All right. One more thing we need to do is, oh, sorry. One hang. We need to go into the Ninja BP and set the collision to be disabled at the very beginning. Just typing it in my notes, that's something I missed, which I will do now. Okay, yep, let's hop back into your Ninja blueprint. So that's going to be this guy here, and make sure you click hitbox. And we actually want to wait, generate overlap events, click presets. We'll set this to custom, and we'll set this to no collision. So right now, it's not going to detect if anything is colliding with this box. So if we actually play the game, because the hitbox is technically deactivated, they're not going to start kicking. So we're setting this to no collision for now, which will make sense because we're going to trigger it using the animation notify state instead, which is what this is. So receive notify begin is trying to get the owner of this ANS, and it's casting to your Ninja blueprint. It's trying to grab your hitbox. It's trying to grab your hitbox, and it's setting the collision to no collision, and it's gonna return a value to finish things. This will probably make more sense once we actually complete this part. But anyways, let's head into receive notify end. Actually, we can just copy this entire thing. Yes, copy these four, Control C, extend this a little bit, unplug it, Alt left click, paste, plug this in here, then plug this in here, and make sure your mesh comp goes into get owner. And for receive notify end, we want to make sure this is set to query only, so we're setting it back to this default value. Now what we're gonna do is head into the Ninja animations. We're gonna head into the kick montage. So there's a distinction between the animation sequence and the animation montage. So animation sequence is in green, you can read it there. Kick parenthesis animation sequence, and this one is in blue, kick montage animation montage. And if you were to go back to your behavior tree and open up attacking, double click, you can see here it plays the montage. So you want to make sure it refers to the kick montage, and therefore we'll be modifying the kick montage. We can also set this, actually no, never mind, yeah, kick montage. So let me just close this, make sure, yeah, kick montage, that's the one we're going to modify. And open it up, double click it like from here, and you'll get something like this where you preview what the Ninja animation is. So Ninja ANS, let's hit compile, save it, kick montage. In the notify track, so there's a notify, it's like track 1. You can add multiple tracks, but we're just gonna stick to one track for now. Right click over there and then add notify state, and you're gonna look for a Ninja ANS. So if you remember, an ANS is an animation notify state. That's why it's appearing here, and we're gonna do the Ninja ANS, which we built. And you can see here it has 2 diamonds. You can extend or like shorten this. Essentially what this is the activation of the hitbox. So the beginning is when you want the damage to start applying, and at the end is when you want the damage to not apply anymore. So I guess to visualize things, so you play through the animation, you're like, yeah, maybe from here, the hitbox activates. So you just drag that there, left click drag. And maybe from there, like the hitbox closes, so it's deactivated. So that is your window for when your hitbox activates and deactivates for damage. So for example, if your ninja does the kick and your player leaves the hitbox before this place, they don't take damage. But if the player's still inside the hitbox during this period, they take damage. All right, so save that. Okay. Right. Ninja ANS. So to go back to the Ninja ANS, it's at the beginning. So that's why like notify name was this. We overrode the notify name, which became Ninja Melee. And at the beginning of this notify, it disables the collision of your hitbox. And at the end of the notify, it oh wait, this is strange. Sorry, I had it the other way around. Sorry, yeah. Notify begin should be query only, and notify end should be no collision. Yep. So at the beginning, it activates your hitbox. Notify begin. Query only activates your hitbox. And at the end of this, it disables your hitbox. Alright. So if we play, it's not gonna do damage yet. Oh no, wait, that's strange. Oh, my bad. Actually, we were not supposed to do this. Yeah, so switch it back from custom to, I think it was, what was it? Set it to default, reset the default. Yeah, overlap all dynamic. My bad. Yes, they should be kicking. Oh wait, why are they not kicking? That's strange. My apologies. We actually missed an important step. So if we play the game here, actually, you'll notice that if the ninja kicks, it just doesn't kick anymore. And that would be because in the kick montage, collisions disabled, enabled, disabled again, so it can't run any more checks to see if the player is actually in range. And what we were supposed to have done is actually have 2 hitbox collisions. So let's duplicate this, right click duplicate or Control W, and let's name this start melee ? And let's make this 1 point somewhat bigger than the original box, maybe that much bigger. So instead, we're gonna use this new box as a detection for when the player comes in instead of this old box, and this old box will just be used for damage. But this one is to figure out if the player is, you know, could be in range or close to being in range. So let's compile that. And let's head into our behavior tree and open DetectPlayerOverlap. And instead of a hitbox, we're gonna delete this and change this to start melee. Yep. Alright, and let's see how that plays out. Yep. Looks like it's working properly. We can visualize both of these by activating its hidden, the activates hidden in game. So you'll see like 2 boxes, first box overlap. Yeah, let's keep it activated for now. Actually, that could be good. Hello, ninja, come see me. Alright, yeah, let's keep those activated. One thing we're gonna do right now is to do damage values. And that works properly and fine. Let's go to hitbox and scroll down to the bottom here. and we'll go on component begin overlap. If other actor has tag, and we're going to type in player, because if you remember in the player 0 BP, we actually added a tag called player. It's in the ninja BP, which is this one, your actual ninja blueprint. If the actor has tag player, we're going to feed it into a branch, so it's like a condition check. If it's true, we'll do apply damage. We will apply 20 damage, just for example, over to the damage actor will be the same actor that overlaps with. Whoop. Oops. All right. Maybe we can clean this up a little just to make things easier to view. Alright, so this hitbox here, this first hitbox, the shorter one, it's actually, let's start with the start melee first. Start melee. Before we changed the detect player overlap, which was this one, it used to be using hitbox, and now it's detecting for start melee instead, which is the further box. So if the character overlaps with that, and then we'll start kicking. But for this one, we're detecting for the hitbox. We're searching for the hitbox, this one. And if the player overlaps with that once the hitbox is activated, the actor that overlaps with that will take damage. That's what the damage actor is here. They'll take 20 damage. Let's see how that plays out if it works. Alt P to play. Kick me. Oh, might be too sudden. Actually, no, it's okay. Oh wait, I see it. I think you might detect at the beginning the ninja was not in the middle of its kick and it still applied damage. So if you first walk into the box, you'll just take damage. Yep, like that. And that is because the hitbox collision set to true at the beginning. Yeah, so the hitbox override so it says custom. And we're going to set to no collision at first, because what this code means is if it detects the players overlapping, it will instantly apply 20 damage. And if it's activated at the very beginning of the game, even if the ninja has not kicked yet, it will still try to detect if the player is in that hitbox, which ties back to our ANS where it activates at the very beginning, and at the very end it disables the collision. So yeah, before it was hitbox is activated, activates, deactivates, but now we change it to that it's deactivated, activate, deactivate. So now when we walk into the box for the very first time, it should not apply damage. Yep. It will only apply damage if you are still in range. Cool. 20 damage. 20 damage. So yeah, it will start to melee. And it's gonna wait at a specific point to apply damage. Alright, then we die. But there's this glitch here where it keeps repeating the death animation as they keep kicking me to death. Alright. And that is pretty much player damage. Nicely done. One thing we can fix for the animation keeping repeating once you die is, so for this part, this is the player BP, Kachujin. If the player takes damage and if your current health is less than 0, you play the death animation and your walk speed and rotation speed is 0. But one more thing we can add to that is to disable collision. Collision, let's just type in collision. Set actor enable collision to false. Let's see how that plays out. Kick me to death, please. Yep. Maybe there's a better way to do this, because I kind of want them to keep kicking the ninjas while they're still... Let's see. Or maybe that works. Let's go capsule component, drag that in there. Collision. Set collision enabled to no collision. Let's see if that changes things, or maybe we'll give the same output. Kick me to death, please. Oh, gave the same output, so we can just control Z our way out of that. That's probably another set of code that I need to do, but it's okay. So yeah, once you die, it disables your collision, so that way the ninja's hitbox doesn't have anything to detect a player with, because your collision is disabled. So, yep. And let's just save all. We did a lot of progress. Alright.